Yes, sir. It's that time. It's that time. We have got the Zenkai kit breakdown here for Vegito Blue, the King of the Hill. We need to see whether this is actually the real deal, because I feel like they're gonna scuff him. I feel like this is before I even read it. I feel like they're gonna scuff him, and that's simply because he's the GOAT. The only thing that will keep him alive for a long time is the fact that they're gonna increase his stats, and that should be the biggest impact out of everything else. They add too much, he's the GOAT. More than he already is. So I'm actually scared. On my phone here, let me just put my phone on do not disturb. I've got the old kit, the original kit before the Zenkai, and then thanks here because I'm a girl. Crazy Doomy is the actual data minder. Appreciate that person. Appreciate Miguel for letting everybody know we've actually got the Zenkai and what's actually changed for my boy Vegito Blue. So let's actually look into this. The main ability, let me look into it. Is there anything different? It's looking pretty similar to me. It's nothing different so far. It's not looking good, bruv. I'm joking. The main ability was stacked. Was there cannot be cancelled? No, they just added a lot of cannot be cancelled. That's really good though, because the boss were cancelable. Alright, cool. That's a big change. That's a big change to start off with. I thought there was nothing there. That's a good change. Alright, let's get into the passive one. So you can see here, it says applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 50% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, that was already there. 30% for 15 time accounts, that was already there. Nullify 15 time accounts, that was already there. And knockback is the blast cover change, that was already there. Nothing new here besides from the main ability, but still good to take into account. Still good, we got to take it into account. Okay, we got the passive 2 here. This is what we already have here. So we're still 30% to the Fusion Warriors. That makes sense. Applies the following effects. So all of these are 40%, and defense is 30%. That's all the same. And the following effects apply when he lands a strike heart. So draw strike hearts next activates twice. That's the same. Resets when he switches standby, of course. Restore on key by 5. That's the same. Inflicts any of your attribute downgrade minus 100% to health restoration for free time accounts. That was already there. But they also did inflicts enemy attribute key recovery. That is gonna be very annoying. If they get priority over you at the end of a combo, that is insane. Like imagine you're comboing me, the combo ends, and I get priority straight after. You're gonna have empty key until my combo ends, unless you switch to someone who gains you key, or you pop the main at the end of my combo, or you have a green card, whatever it is. But having no key recovery, that is an underrated thing. That's gonna be very, very annoying. And considering how many strikeouts he does, he's just emptying you of everything. No health restoration and no key. Yeah, man, he's not taking your key, but the restoration of it, the key recovery of it, free time accounts 100%. That is nuts. I feel like that's gonna be a sleeper that we need to lock in before he actually releases. That's a big deal, and everybody just gets that from getting into Zenkai 1, and the Zenkai is free, so that's gonna be a big deal. Let's actually go into the new thing. So it's passive 3 and passive 4. This is what I don't have on my phone, so it's not going to be on the right. So let's actually look what they've actually got here. So for passive 3, applies the following effects to self when 2 allies are defeated. So if he's last stand, he restores his health by 15% and reduces damage received by 10%, cannot be cancelled. That doesn't seem like too much of a big deal, but I feel like the damage received is good, but only on last stand. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that should be ingrained naturally, like he should just have that, but that's okay. Maybe on the cover change consistently more than that. The health restoration is going to be valued for him as well. Why I say that, if I actually open up my legends here and I actually go to I think it's my Z plus equips, this equip here, health and health restoration, which works on Future Trunk Saga, which I can actually put on him. Health restoration might be the way to go, considering he's getting a Zenkai. He's gonna have Metastats, so maybe building him offensively is not gonna be the best bet, simply because you might want to capitalize on the fact that you could restore a lot more health. Just throwing it out there. Not what I'm gonna do, but just have to think about what's already in the game. Applies the following effects to self when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step. So this is what they were talking about in the description. They actually put this already in the description when they actually released the ZENKAI teaser. VEGITO Blue ZENKAI. Talking about -2 strike arts cost for 5 time counts when he vanishes. Only 5? How many cards can I get off in 5? Okay. It's small, but it can make a difference. And plus 20% to strike damage inflicted for 5 timer counts. The strike damage, I can see it being very valuable. Very valuable, in fact, actually. But the chances of me getting a strike art, like 2 of them, I mean, what was I saying? The chance of me getting 2 vanishes to actually capitalize off this, there's not even a big point of capitalize. There's not a big capitalizing point of this. 1 vanish and you get a couple cards, and because it's not looking like he has any cover change notification, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I guess we'll have to see. His blue card, let me actually go into that. Deals massive impact damage. The blue card is actually something I really like about him. No switching for 3 time accounts. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade 20% to damage received. So before it was 15%, but now it's 20%, and cannot be nullified by most other special moves. What else is here? Green card. Told it has blast armor in the description, if I'm correct on that. But applies the following effects: 25% to damage inflicted, activates twice, cancels attribute upgrades. This is all the same. The only difference is that I think they gave him blast armor, which they said in the description, but that isn't here. Yeah. And then the last bit here, ultimate arts. Let me go to that on the legends. Supreme damage, we know the GOAT has to get that. 50% to ultimate damage, that's dope. -100% to sustained damage cut, 3 timer counts, that's still there. Nullify endurance, the restore health when it reaches 0, that's still the same. Gain buff effect, no cover change, 3 timer counts, and blast armor. So that's looking all the same as well. It looks like he's one of those units they're not going to touch too much, but they simply do know that he's insane. They simply know that he's the GOAT. They talked on him iconic strike arts when he's consistently drawing cards, the way he punches and everything, it's beautiful. But I have to be honest, is he gonna be looking like the GOAT? I don't know. God Key, that makes sense. God Key, that makes sense. I was thinking Fusion Warrior or God Key. If they did Future, that would be way too much. Way too much. But I'm glad they did God Key. I don't mind God Key. I'll take God Key. USG doesn't go crazier. that would actually be a big problem as well. But if we're talking about how he's looking, depending on his stats, and I feel like the stats are not going to be crazy either. They just have to keep it real. The one thing that makes me think it's not going to be crazy, his stats, is simply because of this unique here, unique 2, where he gets a buff every time depending on what the type of the enemy is that he's faced with. If you're facing a full melee team, that's 120% damage inflicted up for your strike. And that's obviously if they switch, but more time they switch because VB does so much damage and has so many cards. So that's just something to put into thought, like think about it. I don't see this guy being the best unit in the game unless they just put his stats on crack cocaine through the roof. But he does have a lot of Zenkai buffs, which could play a big factor as well. But just off the fact that he has no cover change notification, like off his green card or anything like that, that is a big, that's a big dip for him, especially in this meta, and he's gonna suffer as time goes on, and that's just the fact about it. Quite upset about that, I'm not gonna lie. They did my boy they did my boy Derry on that. They know what the meta is like, and they didn't want him to terrorize the game. They didn't want him to terrorize the game. I don't know how I feel about that, because I would have liked him to terrorize the game. You gotta spin it back. You gotta spin it back, man. But damn, I guess the fact that he's just blue is good enough to counter the meta on his own. But let me know what you guys think. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. There isn't much more to go off. It's simply just that Vegito's back in the game, man. That's all it is. I'm gonna leave it like that though, guys. Press the subscribe button, man. I will be live showcasing this guy on the channel as soon as the reset goes live, so tune into that straight away. I'm gonna leave you guys to it, man. Couple hours till reset. I believe it's like, let me check. 2 hours. 2 hours, nothing too long. My name's Zakashi, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.